Hey, what's going on, Alexis?
Oh, not much. Just waiting to talk to you. I'm excited.
I'm going to have you on the speakerphone, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually have you on speaker too because for some reason this phone, I hear what's better with speakerphone. So you're on speaker too.
Okay, cool.
Did you hear me okay?
Yes, I was just about to ask you the same thing. You picking me up pretty good?
Yes, I am.
Alrighty, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
I'm ready to hear this incredible story. So I want you to introduce me to Coach Mack. You set the stage for me. Introduce me to Coach Mack. What made him him?
Well, Coach Mack, he actually didn't originally aspire to be a football coach. He, when we were dating and after he had graduated college, he decided that he wanted to be an English professor in college. And he always loved football. He played football since he was in high school, and he played in college for the University of Arkansas at Monticello. But he said that he wanted to be a college professor. And so that is what he originally had planned for himself. But, as you know, God always has a different plan than what ours originally is.
Mm-hmm.
And after he got saved, not long after he got saved, he came to me one night and he said, Lex, God is calling me to be a coach. And I said, okay. And he said, do you know it's going to be really difficult? And I said, yes, I understand that. I said, but if that's what God is calling you to do, then you have to do it. And so really for Coach Mack, coaching football wasn't a career or an occupation. It was a calling that he knew that was from God, and he took it very seriously as his purpose in his life. And that calling and that obedience to God is what shaped his coaching. It shaped his teaching. It shaped his relationship with his students. And, it wasn't just about winning a football game for him. It was about touching a kid's life in some way or another in a positive way. And that's really the essence of who Coach Mack was. He wasn't coaching for a win. He was coaching for God.
Wow. Impressive. We're going to label this, our headliner in the story is going to be number 54. Is that okay with you?
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Okay, I wanted to run that by you and see if that was all right. The number 54 keeps popping up quite a bit around Hampton. When I got there the other night on the scoreboard and on the clocks, was that a one-time thing, or has that been something that's been going on throughout the year since Coach Mack's passing?
No, that happened one other time. That happened 2 games prior to the England game.
Okay.
And another really cool thing with the number 54, to me, it's a God thing. Whenever they went to play Desert, they took a charter bus. The boys did. Our Bulldogs did. And there were 55 seats on the bus. 1 seat was left empty, making it 54 seats filled and 1 seat left empty.
Wow.
Which was Coach Mack's seat, yeah. And, God He does. I really think for the town, it's God showing the community that, not only is Coach Mack still there, but
that's the angle we were going with number 54 when I first contacted you. I already had that picked out. I wanted you to, tell me if that was okay with you.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
And we're definitely
that's what it's called,
We're definitely going to add that in there with the bus. I mean, I didn't know that. That's going to be some great information. We're going to add that in there. And your opening, I mean, he just sounded like an incredible guy. I have to go there, Alexis. I have to go to that day.
Sure, that's fine.
I didn't know how you would respond to that, but I mean to get the full story, I have to go to that day.
Sure.
Just as you set the table or set the stage at the first, can you kind of walk me through that day? I know it's a painful experience.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that day it started off normal, as usual. I always got dressed in the morning. We did simultaneously. And before he left, I was putting on my makeup, and he came in, and he told me I was beautiful every morning. It didn't matter what I looked like. Every morning before he left, he'd say, "You look so beautiful, Lex," and he gave me a hug and a kiss, and he said, "I'll see you later." And that particular night, I expected him home late because the game that week, that Friday, was against Camden Harmony Grove, which was a huge game. I mean, that was a game that Coach Mack and Coach Abels and the rest of the coaching staff were really focused on. And the community was actually having a pep rally that night. And so I was expecting him home very late. And I left for work. And I worked at the time, I was working at UAM as a professor, teaching English there. And I got done teaching my classes at 12, and I came home, and I just sat down, and that afternoon to start my lesson. And I got a call from Coach Abel's wife, Lindsay Abel. And at first I thought it was going to be about the football game. When she called me, we talked about, what our husbands were going through.
Mm-hmm.
All the kids, and I thought it was something that had to do with that. But when she called, she said, "Lex, Jory collapsed on the field, and he's not waking up." And I said, "What do you mean he's not waking up?" She said, "He's collapsed, and he's not waking up." And I said, "Okay, well, I'll be there." And at the time, I knew that something serious happened, but I didn't know to what extent. And so I called my mom, and I said, "Mom, I'm going over to Hampton. Jory's passed out, and he's not waking up." And so my mom said, "Well, I'll be there in just a second. You don't need to go by yourself." And while I was waiting for my mother, I was getting phone calls from Lindsay. She was updating me, and, every phone call was, "He's not waking up. He's not waking up." And I knew by the second phone call, talking with her and knowing that he collapsed and he hadn't woken up, that something serious to the point to where it was life-altering had happened. Mm-hmm. And so when my mom got to my house, by that time I was starting to get a little hysterical. And so when I got in the car, I did what the only thing I knew to do. I started to pray. Mm-hmm. And I just prayed, and, of course, I asked God, why? Why? That's your first question.
Right.
When you know that you're about to start a road that is pretty scary. Why?
Right.
But myself in prayer on that ride over there. And the peace that God gave me was so unreal. I don't think I've ever experienced a peace like that before. And I knew before I got to the hospital that I knew what was awaiting me. I knew that they were going to tell me that Jory had passed. And Coach Abels was in front of us the entire way in his truck. And we had called up with him in the ambulance, and we got there at the same time that Coach Abels got to the hospital. And so my mom, Dad, me, and Coach Abels, we were all in the waiting room together. And the doctor came in, and he sat down, and he started asking us a few questions. And Tom said, I'm sorry to tell you that Jory's no longer with us. He died, and he explained when he died and all that had happened. And it was probably the most difficult moment in life. It was difficult to see the pain on Coach Abel's face. That was very difficult because he and Coach Abel weren't just co-workers. They were friends. They were almost best friends. He talked to Coach Abel more than he talked to me. And to see that hurt on his face was very painful. And I didn't know at the time, but his whole football team had come over to the hospital. And the cheerleaders had come over to the hospital. Someone showed me a picture of the parking lot, and it was full of kids, full of all of Jory's kids. And they had come over because of what happened. And we stayed there for a while with him, had our moments with him. And one of the boys, Rusty Williams, got his cleats, and Rusty actually wears his cleats now. And it was a day I'll never forget, but I try to look at it as not the day that Jesus died, but it's the day that Jory met Jesus.
Right.
And I can look at it that way, then it totally changes my perspective on this whole situation. Because that is what happened. And I think that that I was told that his death was instant, and he died playing scout team quarterback with his boys. And to me, he died a very, very happy coach, because that is what he loves to do.
Wow. That was tough. I know that was tough to go through, Alexis. I had to ask for the interview purpose.
Well, it is okay. Like I said, if we can all look at it as, this isn't the day that it's not forever. Because it's not. I try to look at it as, okay, I don't need to say I wish Jory were still here. I need to look at it as, okay, I've got to get to where he is.
Right.
That is how we have to look at it.
Wow. Since that day, how is I can kind of sense a little bit that you're at peace with it. But since that day, how has it affected? How has it affected like the community, just in general? His passing. How has it affected the community of Hampton? Come together, a lot of strength there. I sense a lot of strength. Even when I was there the other night, it's kind of like, man, this is a powerful place. Is that the vibe in Hampton? Not only Hampton, but the surrounding area there.
Absolutely. The day after Jory, Coach Mack passed away, the kids gathered about the community of Hampton. The people, the students. You know, I have several students that keep in touch with me on a weekly basis. They just will text me and say, "Hey, Miss Alexis, I'm praying for you." They have been a backbone for me and the source of my strength. Not just God, but the community has been a source of my strength. And they have really come together in a way that I've never seen a community come together. I have been a football fan my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you, as a team and as a community, when you encounter something, adversity, in such a way that's much bigger than just winning a game.
Right.
I think that the way that it molds the community and changes it, I think that it's almost mind-boggling, yet it's such a testament to our ability to have faith in something greater than just a championship for me, or just a conference championship, or just a win.
Right.
When something so much greater involved, it just transforms. It transforms the heart, and to me that is what's been so special about what has happened through Coach Mack's passing. And I have received support from everyone in Southeast Arkansas. My hometown, they have supported me. They have a big blow-up lumberjack, and that the boys run out of, the Jacks run out of, and they put a wristband around the lumberjack's arm that says Coach Mack.
Wow.
England, the England line, they painted Coach Mack's initials on their field right after he passed away. So the support across the state has been overwhelming, and the prayers, the thoughts, and the kind words, it's been unreal.
Wow, that's powerful. That's got my hair standing up there.
I know.
Coach Mack, had he spoken of maybe he wanted to maybe take on his own high school team one day and be a head coach.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It was of course, he wanted to be a head coach in high school, but his biggest strength was to be a head coach in college. He wanted to progress his coaching career into college football. And he had always hoped that maybe that dream would start at the University of Arkansas at Monticello. He loved being a Boll Weevil.
Okay.
And he loved that school. And that was one thing that he talked about often, maybe getting a job there as a college coach. But yes, he absolutely wanted to be a head coach.
Wow. You sound like a strong individual. Y'all as a whole sound like a strong individual, as a strong family. I have what I need for the interview. We're gonna end there, but I'm gonna allow you, as you took the stage, I'm gonna allow you to, if there's anything you want to add to the interview, you can do so now.
Well, I'd like to say a very special thank you to the community of Hampton for not only supporting me, but supporting Coach Mack, and most importantly, supporting his team, because he loves his team probably more than me. and grateful to them for that.
Okay. Is that all you want to say?
I think so.
All right, we'll end it there.